So in today's mini lesson, we're going to be learning about parts of speech. Parts of speech are the types of words that make up a sentence. The three basic parts of speech that we're going to be learning about today are verbs, nouns, and adjectives. A verb is something you do. It's a word used to describe an action. Some of my favorite verbs are jump, or hop, or talk. What do you guys think are some good examples of verbs? Raise your hand. Yeah, eat. Watch TV, yep, watch is a verb. Play video games, yep, play is also a verb, good job. The next part of speech we're learning today is a noun. A noun is a word used to identify a person, place, or thing. Remember when you said you like to watch TV and play video games? Video games is a noun because it's a thing. TV is a noun because it's a thing. I'm a noun because I'm a person. Or school is a noun because it's a place. Raise your hand and tell me some examples of nouns. Yep, flower. Yep, basketball is a noun. One more, you guys. Movie. Yep, movie is a noun. Good job. The last part of speech we're going to be learning today is adjective. An adjective is used to describe something. So an adjective can be a color, so pink curtains, loud music, or fun video games. The first word there. So fun, pink, and loud are all adjectives because they're all describing something. What are some good examples of adjectives? Yep, pretty. Pretty is a good one. Awesome. Yeah, awesome is definitely an adjective. Yep, and yellow because it's a color, it's an adjective. So to help us practice our parts of speech, we're going to be reading a book today called Skippy Jones in Mummy Trouble. What do you think this book is about? A cat, yeah. And yeah, mummy. Remember from studying Egypt this week, we learned a little bit about mummies? Skippy Jones did his very best thinking outside of the box. And this twisted his mama's whiskers tighter than a Texas tornado. Hey you, Mr. McPoo, said Mama Junebug Jones. Just what do you think you're doing? What is he doing on this page? Yeah, he's reading. So the verb that he's using is reading. And what are some nouns we see on this page? Right, we see toilet paper all over the room. Yep, we see Skippy Jones. What else do we see? Yep, a bathtub. Hey, little digger, I'm talking to you, said Mama, scooping up her boy. A pyramid outside the litter box will never ever do. And then she saw his magazine. National Geographic? Mused Mama. And the curse of the cat mummy? Why, this will give you nightmares, boy. With an upset tummy, too, plus a puffy tail, on the grandest scale. This story is taboo. Mama Junebug uses a lot of our parts of speech here. What's nightmares? Is nightmares a verb, a noun, or an adjective? It's a person, place, or thing, right? So it's a noun. And tummy, right? Your tummy. That's a thing, right? Yep, so it's a noun again. Upset. What is upset doing, saying about tummy? Yep, it's describing it, so it's a adjective. Good job. But Skippy Jones was in no mood to listen to his mama, so he skedaddled into his room. He bounced once, he bounced twice, for a really good bounce on his big boy bed. What is he doing here? He's bouncing. Yep, so if he's doing something, what part of speech is that? Right, a verb, good job. And the third time he bounced, he said, "Oh, I'm Skippy Jones, and I do love my mummy. And if I don't bounce, I get knots in my tummy." Then the kitty boy flipped over to the mirror for a look-see. "Holy smokito!" exclaimed Skippy Jones. "I know you," he said to the doggy in the mirror. "Your ears are too big for your head. Your head is too big for your body. You are not a Siamese cat." Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he added, "You are still the big chihuahua, dude. The whole enchilada." And they might just like enchiladas in Egypt, thought Skippy. So the kitty boy donned his mask and cape and began to sing in a muy soft voice. My name is Skippy Fresquito, clap clap, and I'm off to see old Egipto, clap clap. My chicos insist, and I dare not resist, the chance to go meet a mamito, clap clap. Right over here it says he donned his mask. So what is he doing? Right, he's putting on his mask. So what do you think it means when he says he dons his mask? Yeah, he puts it on. So that's another verb. Donned is another verb. In the meantime, his little sisters Jezebel, Jillyboo, and Jujubee rolled into his room with a plan of their own. But the kitty boy was already deep inside his closet, on his way to ancient Egypt. And paddling down the river Nile, who should sail right past but a kooky crocodile, hunkered down on his lumpy, bumpy back were all his old amigos, the chimichangas pack. "A donde vas?" called out Skipito. "We're going to the undermundo," answered the chihuahuas. "Not to the underwear," exclaimed Skipito. The author uses some really interesting adjectives here. He says, a kooky crocodile. So kooky's describing the crocodile. So kooky's the adjective. And he says a lumpy, bumpy back. What are the adjectives there? Right? Lumpy and bumpy. "No, no, no," said the pochitos. "You silly little beast. To the underworld, where mumimitos rest in peace." "Peas?" exclaimed Skipito. "Who wants to sleep in peas?" "We do," said the doggies. "We hear they're to die for." "You mean they are better than the frijoles?" asked Skipito. "Sí, mucho mejor, señor," said Poquito Tito. "Vámonos," said Skipito. "What are we waiting for?" But then Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones, spoke up. "Hold your ponies, Pepito. To get to the undermundo, we first have to answer the riddle of the Sphinx." Here the author uses the adjectives biggest of the small ones. So the author is using an adjective to tell us what dog he's talking about. So the parts of speech can really help us understand what's going on. "But I'm not good at riddles," said Skipito. "No problema," said Poquito Tito. "You have a muy big brain." What size is Skipito's brain? Big. The author is using the big adjective to describe Skipito's brain. Then they set forth from the Rio Nile to find the Sphinx. The muchachos began to sing. "Skippy, skipoo, Skipito, we only have one chance-a-rito to pass by the Sphinx, so don't be a jinx. Just answer the riddle dum-dito." The muchachos arrived at 4 o'clock sharp, but the Sphinx had been waiting forever. "Don't let the gato get your tongue, dude," said Don Diego. "What cat? Where?" asked Skipito. "That cat there," said the perritos, pointing to the Sphinx. But before he could say anything, the great Sphinx spoke. "Whose ears are too big for his head? And who loves to go bounce on his bed? Who creeps on all fours through his own closet door, straight to the land of the dead?" Skipito knew the answer to the riddle, but he was so nervous he coughed up a little fur ball. "You coughing an answer, dude?" said Don Diego. "The answer?" bellowed the Sphinx. So with his permission, the perritos were free to pass on to the tomb of the king rootin' tootin' kitten kabootin'. When they finally reached the pyramid, the doggies burst into song and dance. "Oisee, Osei, Osiris," clap clap. "Our boy had a touch of the virus," clap clap. He coughed up a ball, so the Sphinx made a call, and now it's inscribed in the papyrus. Clap clap. Do you guys remember what papyrus is? We studied it this week. Right? It's what the Egyptians wrote on. So it's a thing, right? Yeah? So is a thing a verb, a noun, or an adjective? Yep, papyrus is a noun. But when Skipito saw how dark it looked in the pyramid, he began to feel queasy. "My tummy hurts," he groaned, "and my tail is getting puffy too." But his chicos would not comfort him. They just wanted their peas, por favor. "Are you not El Skipito Fresquito, the great sword fighter?" asked Poquito Tito. "Sí," declared Skipito. "That is me." "Then do your duty, dog," commanded Don Diego. So Skipito drew in a deep breath and dove into the darkness of the musty old tomb, chanting, "Peas, por favor, peas, por favor, peas, por favor." What adjective does the author use to describe the tomb? Yeah, musty. It has a weird, old smell. He rocketed through the vault like a fur-covered comet, until suddenly, smackito, Scipito hit a wall and knocked himself out cold. Soon after, 3 goddesses emerged from the shadows to prepare Kitty Boy for his journey to the Undermundo. "First we salt and pepper him," said Ba, the first goddess, "and sprinkle him with lucky charms," said Da, the second one. "Then we wrap him up and roll him and bundle him up tight," said Bing, the third goddess, "and blow him a kiss and say nighty-night." What's happening here? What are they doing to him? They're turning him into a mummy. So they're mummifying him. Remember we learned about this week? Then the trio rolled the wrapped cat down the ramp to the king's burial chamber. Across the room stood the 4,000-year-old sarcophagus of King Rootin' Tootin' Kitten Kabootin'. And just as they were about to deliver El Scipito Mumito, he rolled right into the feet of the old moldy mummy. "Bada bing," moaned the king as he stretched out his paws. "I need to rest in peace." "Peace!" screamed El Scipito Mumito, waking up in a flash. "And the quicker you can say mummies, mumps, and measles," he grabbed 2 paws of peas and hightailed home. When Los Chimichangos saw El Scipito Mumito come rolling out of the pyramid, they went into a real tailspin. Then all the doggies began to chant. "Green chicharos hot, green chicharos cold, the best chicharos in the world are those that Scipito holds." But El Scipito Mumito was too scared to slow down, so he chucked the peas at his chicos and kept right on running. Straight to the arms of his mummy. "What's the matter, Fuzzy Bug?" asked Mama Junebug Jones. Skippy John Jones looked back over his shoulder to see if the 3 spirits were still chasing him. "Bada bing!" he wailed, dropping the last of the peas. Then the 3 giggling goddesses raced into the room after Scipito with their puppets and a roll of toilet paper. "We're going to wrap you up and roll you and bundle you tight," they sang, "and check you for cooties, then kiss you goodnight." Just before he closed his eyes, the kitty boy checked his room, one more time for mummies. The only one he saw was his own. "I love you, Mummy," said Skippy John Jones. "I love you too, Bunny Boots," said Mama Junebug. "Now go to sleep, por favor." Alright, you guys, now turn to your partners and tell them about your favorite nouns, adjectives, and verbs in the story. Alright guys, now I want you to quietly go to your desk, get out your independent reading books and your reader's notebook. In your reader's notebook, I want you to make a little chart like this. During your independent reading, try to list out at least 3 of each part of a speech that we learned about today, along with your normal activities in your reader's notebook. Alright, go ahead.